Hello, I am executive motivational speaker Anthony Giarrusso wearing a yellow polo. So if you see me walking down the street wearing a yellow polo, you may ask to have a selfie with me. Now, let's talk about test anxiety. How do you overcome test anxiety? I had test anxiety when I was in middle school and in high school until I really understood how to overcome it. And this video is for students who want to learn how to overcome test anxiety, and also for parents who want to help their child overcome test anxiety as well. How do you overcome test anxiety? Do you study more than the average child, the average peer, your average friend at school? And do you still get worse grades than they do? You may get C's and D's on your quizzes and flunk tests. But you know the information. Maybe you're getting A's on your homework. And your parents might be thinking, oh, it must be the teacher. The teacher is the bad person here. Well, in some cases, yes, the teachers are bad, but usually that's not the case. The reason they usually do really well on homework and not so well on tests and quizzes is because of test anxiety. Most people who suffer from test anxiety, they get nervous for the amount of time, or they get nervous because they know the information, but then they have multiple choice and it confuses them. Sometimes even true and false statements can confuse somebody, just how the test is written, because it's not as clear cut as, oh, this is a fact, oh, this is a fact, oh, this is a fact. It's not written that way, right? So the tests are almost like to trick the human mind, and it's not as easy as you are hoping it to be. Some kids in your class who may not be as smart as you, why are they doing better on tests and quizzes? Well, let me tell you a story, because I remember school, I was getting A's on all my homework, and I flunked a lot of tests. So why was that? Well, I had test anxiety. It was frustrating for me because I would spend hours, and my parents would even help me study, and I would probably spend a lot more time studying than any of my friends. I never really had a lot of time to spend with my friends because I had so much stuff to study for because I couldn't remember all the information. Why couldn't I remember the information? It's not really memory loss. I did not have the self-respect for myself to have confidence in myself to do well on the test or quiz. This is where test anxiety comes from. When you or your child does not have self-respect enough to believe in themselves to be confident, that's where the struggle is. It's not between the teacher. It's not between the other students. It's your child or yourself. You don't have enough self-respect for yourself to believe in yourself to achieve and be confident on that test day. I didn't realize this until high school, and then I started getting A's on all my tests because I realized this is the reason. And I wish I knew this like 5 or 6 years before I started taking those tests, but I didn't know at that time. I had to make a decision in myself that I was going to be confident enough to get a good grade. And the next test that came by, my first previous test was like a 64%. I ended up getting an 81% on the next test. And as I got to my third test, I remember that I actually achieved an 88%, And then the other test, which was really hard, I remember it was a history test, I ended up getting an 86%. So I had to build up from all these D's and C's, and I was able to do it just by being confident in myself and giving myself that self-respect. And then, as time progressed, by the end of the fourth quarter, I was acing all of my tests, all of my quizzes. But it's amazing because I was doing so poorly on these tests and quizzes because of my test anxiety. And anxiety is really psychological. It's in your head, it's in your mind. And you have to make the decision that you are going to succeed on that test or that quiz. And that's the big difference between people who don't have test anxiety, because they're not afraid of taking tests. They're not afraid of the lack of time or how hard the questions are. They're not thinking about that. They're just taking the test. And that's why they're able to succeed at tests and quizzes, even if they don't get as high marks on their homework, because these people don't fear tests because they have self-respect for themselves to do well. And now you know. And I wish I knew this decades ago when I was younger. I really do wish I had known that. And now, I believe it's my responsibility to share that information with you, because knowledge is power. And now you have this knowledge, now you can get over your test anxiety. Make the decision. Give yourself self-respect. Become confident. All right, have a great day. Thank you. Bye.